Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Words I Choose to Live By. So glad you all can be with us as we're kicking off another great week, the beginning of February as well. So, welcome to February. We're bringing in our friends now on Instagram. We also will be bringing in our friends on Amazon Live as well. We'll get into today's show with our co host today. And if you guys are new to us, welcome. Glad you could be with us. And welcome to those joining us on Amazon Live to this episode of Words I Choose to Live By. It's week number 6 of 2025, if you can believe that. And we're taking week 6 from my book you guys can see here, Words I Choose to Live By. Have it highlighted in the carousel for you guys over on Amazon. If you guys are new to us on Amazon, please make sure you guys hit that follow button either here in this corner or down below. My brand new show, At Home with Cyrus Webb, debuts tomorrow. So definitely don't want you guys to miss that. Also, you would notice the books by my co-hosts. We're joined today by Melissa Banks and Tina Siemens. Dr. Velma Bagby is out today. Have a great message for you guys as we're kicking off a new month. As always, if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys put those in the chat. But Melissa, Tina, how we doing?
Doing great.
Blessed. Thank you.
Well, look, glad to have the two of you with us. And as I mentioned, it is week number 6. And the message for today, I think, is appropriate as we're kicking off a new month, keeping your eyes on the prize. Now, for those of you who have your copy of the book, it's page number 16 in the print copy. And there I write this. You may not have been born with 2020 vision, but this week strive to focus squarely on the goals ahead. Do not be distracted. Remain focused until you get where you want to go. This is my mantra that I have in my life. I tell everyone I start every day at 0 because I firmly believe that regardless of what did or did not happen yesterday, today is a brand new opportunity. And so for me, I approach every day with my set goals, my objectives, but also giving myself room to be able to be kind to myself when I need to. The main thing for me, though, is focus. And I think, as someone I was saying to Melissa and Tina before we went live here, I've worn glasses a majority of my life now, almost 40 years. And so I was not born with 2020 vision physically, but I really try to, when it comes to life, try to stay focused and clear on what I want to do. And that's why, for me, this message is so personal. Tina, I'm going to begin with you today. How important has it been for you to keep your eyes on the prize?
Well, like you, I was not born with 2020 vision. I should have worn glasses from a very young age, but it took my parents all the way till I wanted to make my first driver license test. And they realized, yes, she does need glasses. And so here you will see my very first pair of glasses, which was a big, bold statement at the time. But I was able to clearly see physically. But it took me a lot longer to know what my real life, my vision was going to be. But I knew always that I loved history. So that was what I started off with. And it has evolved over the years. The vision is becoming clearer and clearer every single day. And so for me to live in that vision, in that roadmap that has been laid out to me is just absolutely a gift that keeps on giving. And I'm so glad to be able to share that with the world.
Love that. You'll notice when our co-hosts are speaking, we highlight their books in the carousel. Tina's newest book, Post Oak, is there in the carousel. We have a highlight for you guys. If you guys have not gotten your copy, we're now about to highlight Melissa's newest book, Dream by Design Affirmations for teen girls and their mothers. Melissa, same question for you. How important has it been for you to keep your eyes on the prize?
For me, it's been critical because life happens. And one of my mantras I always say is dominate the distractions. Even when the distractions are very important, even when the distractions are things that hurt your feelings and hurt your heart that you have to push through, distractions will take over if you don't dominate the distractions. And in my entire career, I've been building my business and over 25 years. But one of the things that have always been in my gut and what I have found is if I dominate the distractions and keep going, opportunities show themselves to you. I'm passionate about affirmations. I'm passionate about women building themselves up in their heads. This weekend, one of the things I was sharing with family as we were gathering is it's about being true to you. And when you become true to yourself, and even the distractions that are huge, when you start with being true to who you are and believing that God gave you every single thing you need. That's why my new book is so important to me, because it's reaching the young girls early, that we can change that story in their head to believing that they have everything they need to succeed. And because in my journey, the distractions didn't dominate my actions. And that's how I've been able to keep going. That's how I've been able to evolve. That's how I've been able to share my story with others and impact others' lives. So the key is 100% focusing on your goals, focusing on your dreams, focusing on that passion you have, and to keep going and not allow the distractions to dominate your actions or to stop you in your tracks.
Such a great point. Over on IG, hello to you, my brother Keeper, and also Warwick Williams. Glad you all could join us for this week's episode of Words That Choose to Live. I also see you guys over there on YouTube as well. For those that are just tuning in, you are watching Words That Choose to Live by. We're streaming on Amazon Live, but we're simulcasting on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and on Instagram, joined by my co-host. You just heard there from Melissa Banks, also Tina Siemens. We're discussing week number 6 from my book, and the topic is keeping your eyes on the prize. Melissa, while I have you there, I want to ask you the second question, and that is something that is not easy. It's a two-step. Do not be distracted. Remain focused. What has helped you when it comes to avoiding the distractions of life that are going to come for all of us?
Well, for me, is first of all is having systems, having something in place. When things hit you, you need to know how you're going to respond. When it's a hard thing, when it's a big thing, you still need to know, how am I going to respond, and remaining focused. Don't be so hard on yourself that you don't feel things when it comes up. But the key is to still have consistency. I believe in lists. I believe in planning even a simple day. I believe in planning even a personal thing, because that helps you stay on track and focus on where you're supposed to be, so that other stuff, the noise in your head, those other things that can distract you and throw you off, if you stay focused on your plan, stay focused on what it is that you hope you want to achieve, what your goal, what your passion is, and keep moving. The key is to keep moving, to have a plan even on a simple day. So you have to set aside some time to write the plan, or you get up not knowing what you're going to do. And that's when distractions take over, and then you're all over the place and you don't help yourself or anybody else. So my first key is to stay focused on the plan and be willing to adapt the plan when necessary to still achieve the goals that you have for yourself.
Yeah, such an important thing for sure. What about for you, Tina? What is it that helps you to do the 2 steps we're talking about here? Not being distracted, but also remaining focused.
For me, it has really been really honing in on my why. What is the message that I want to carry forth? And then, like Melissa said, to do a plan. And I've said in the past, timelines speak to me. So if I can make a timeline of what it looks like, whether it's per project or per day or the long run, if I have a timeline set aside and I write in what works and what my goals are, that will keep me on point. And so key thing is to be prepared. And when I think of the Psalms 90 verse 10, it says that for most it's 70 years, if high, through strength, our lives are 80 years. Through modern medicine, that goes beyond that now. But for us to know that we have a certain amount of time that God has allowed us to be born for, then no matter what time we start, whether it's later in life or earlier, the earlier you start having this vision or having this planned out for yourself is what will make you more effective. But it's never too late to start. And so make that plan, stick to your plan, know your why, and you will be successful.
Such a great thing. And I think for our audience out there, I will say this: it is not an easy thing to do. I'm aware of that. This is a way of I've always been. Melissa talks about making lists, and I know that organization is a big part of Tina. I've always been a structured individual. That's just always been my thing. That's not easy for everyone to do. So I do want to make sure I point that out, that for some people, it may take more effort. And especially when you are kind of allowing the noise of the world to kind of crowd your mind, and you're not staying focused on what's in front, it's very easy to get distracted, right? And I think as a single guy, I'm also fortunate because I don't have distractions of family and different things. But regardless of your situation, what I hope you take away from this week's message is the importance of knowing that it's still possible. Maybe the year did not start off the way that you hoped. Maybe you didn't achieve the things you thought you would in January. But now we're in February. We're in a brand new month. It's a brand new week. It's a brand new opportunity. As Tina says, we have this moment. We have today. So we can make that decision today. So, Melissa, I want to ask you, what advice would you give to our audience about the importance of, no matter where they may have been, finding that way to keep their eye on the prize moving forward?
What I would say is to give yourself some grace. We want to do every single thing that we ever thought we would do. And then when it doesn't line up, it doesn't happen like we thought it would because of different things, life, things come up, family, other responsibilities, or you just lost some focus because there's so much out there trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
Sit down and give yourself some grace. Pause for a minute. Read something that gets you on track. Listen to a motivational speaker that speaks to your heart, that you can listen to over and over and over again to fire yourself up. Write down a list of affirmations that says that you can get whatever you set out to do if you commit to and believe that you were designed for that place. Believe that you have a voice in this world that people need to hear, and don't stop. Keep repeating that self to you. And I mean out loud to yourself until you believe it, and you will begin to believe it, because I believe when you speak it out loud, it sows into your spirit. And if you keep speaking it, it will be what you believe. And then take the actions required. If you don't know what those actions is, go to someone who does. What is it that I need to do in order to get me to where I want to be? And yes, I believe in lists, because without lists, I am lost. Without lists that keeps me on track for the day, even when the distractions is out there, I don't know what to do. And I've been at this a long time, and maybe you have too. Make your list, get the help that you need, and never stop believing in yourself. And finally, take quitting off the table, because as long as quitting is an option, you will go for it because it will look easier. I assure you, it is not the easier path. Stay focused on what it is you want and get the help that you need.
Love that. Appreciate that, Melissa. Tina, what about for you? What would you say to our audience about, regardless of how the year started, about the importance of them keeping their eyes on the prize starting today?
So true. Give yourself grace, because we're humans. We are going to fail. And the saying goes, if we fall 7 times, we get up 8. That means that we have the resolution before we fall that we are going to get back up. Sometimes it might take a little longer. Sometimes it might take somebody else coming alongside you. But don't be afraid to ask for that help. If you cannot get up on yourself, then call up a friend, call up somebody that knows you, that cares for you. And we're in the month of love. February is Valentine's month. And so out of love, do that to others if we see them fall, but then don't be afraid to ask for yourself, because we are not all the same. For some people, doing what Melissa or Cyrus or myself do may not be a possibility, but we can all do something. And that is the beginning, that is the main part, if we will just start.
Yeah, such a great point. I want to give some shout outs. Hello to you, Wendy Arcette. I see you over there on YouTube. Appreciate you being with us, Wendy. Over on Instagram, we have Naheed. Naheed's joining us on the West Coast. Hello, Naheed. Jesus Black Man, good to be to see you over there on IG. Daybreak 197. Daybreak 197 says, great information, got me feeling optimistic. And Tina, she says her birthday is February the 19th. So her birthday is coming up here. It's a great reminder, I think, for all of us. And again, remembering, as everyone said here, give yourself some grace. Don't beat yourself up too bad, but have a plan. Dust yourself off, as you heard Tina say. Maybe you slipped on what your goals were for the beginning of this year. Pick yourself up and start today. The main thing is to have a plan. I cannot stress that enough, and Melissa alluded to this as well. You have to have an idea of where you want to go. because otherwise you're just going to be wondering throughout the rest of the next 11 months and not getting anything done. And so we hope that this message is something that inspired you. Again, everyone, week number 6 from my book, Word That Choose to Live By. You guys can get it right here on Amazon. For those who are not joining us on Amazon, you'll find the link that will bring you guys over for me to get yours. Great conversation panel. Tina, let our audience know, how can they stay connected with you?
Well, thank you for the opportunity again. And I just encourage you, go let your light shine, because it does matter. You matter. And I'd love to hear from you. I'm on all social media platforms as Tina Siemens. And you can get in contact with me by emailing me or going to my website, seminalthebook.com.
Love it. Lynn Joyce, hello to you. I see you over there on IG. Melissa, what about you? How can our audience stay connected with you?
Remember to just dominate the distractions, have a plan, believe in yourself, and take the actions required to get you to where you want to be. You can stay connected to me at themelissabanks.com. You can listen to some of our podcasts, the amazing women that share their journeys and how they've been able to stay focused and keep going despite the circumstances. You can also connect with us on all of our social media right there on that one link is themelissabanks.com.
Daybreak 197 says, yes, keep going, even when people pretend not to see you. That is so true. So true. Because you are being seen. And even if no one else acknowledges it, you matter regardless. And I think that is the big thing, too. That whether people pretend like they don't see it or not, to know that you're giving your best to everything. Again, we thank you all for being with us for this episode of Word That Is Lived By. Tina, Melissa, great conversation as always. Dr. Velma, you were missed. Looking forward to having you with us next time. Again, for those of you joining us on the Amazon side, make sure you guys hit that follow button either here in this corner or down below to stay connected with all of our programming. My brand new show, At Home with Cyrus Webb, a new live shopping experience, comes to Amazon tomorrow. So I hope you guys will join us for that. For those joining us on the social media sites, you guys will be able to watch it as well. But until next time, thank you all so much for being with us for Word That Choose to Live By. We'll see you all soon. Take care.
Thank you.